You're listening to Money News Small Business with Prue McSween on 2GB 873.
2GB.
And it's 12 minutes after 7. Well, it's profit reporting season, and companies are proving to be very much more resilient than expected, even though annual earnings have fallen by 19%. They've achieved this through a combination of aggressive cost cutting and the demand created by the government's stimulus package. So earnings are above those figures predicted by analysts, and I guess that's why things are feeling a bit buoyant. And while write-downs and cost-cutting, which normally amount to job cuts, have brought about these results, a local expert has actually cautioned against going too far, as profits depend on the people making them. And I have that expert on the line. His name's Mayron Lee. His company is InnerCents, and he trains small business in leadership, sales and stress management. Mayron, when companies are staring down the barrel of cash flow problems and shrinking customers and a red bottom line, it's quite normal, I guess, for them to think about shredding staff. Why do you caution against this?
You know, Prue, it's a very, very interesting question that you're asking, and I think people, as you quite correctly say, go straight to what can we cut down on. But remembering that there's a reason why employees are employed in the first place, and I think that what companies often forget is that people actually want to make a difference in their organization. I think in this environment, it gives them a wonderful opportunity to make the difference and to show perhaps how they can add value, rather than simply just getting rid of people through redundancies.
Well, of course, that's a nice idea, and I actually agree with you. But if you really are staring down the barrel of not being able to pay your staff, I know that some companies have tried to avoid the redundancies by introducing shorter working weeks. But I'm just concerned about what impact that has on productivity and, in fact, the increased workloads of the staff that remain.
Sure, I think what's happening now is that there's a fear in most cultures where there has been redundancies, and that is really the fear of and job insecurity created by redundancies, because people simply don't know if they're going to be next off the chopping block. So that starts creating this culture of pessimism and negativity, and of course, his stress starts to increase, and then performance starts to get affected as well. So we're not getting the most out of people within that environment. So it's then, and I think the challenge for business owners and leaders in this environment is how do they still create a culture of optimism given the constraints placed upon them?
Well, I'm sure that's not very easy to achieve, is it?
No, it's certainly not. But I think what's so important, Prue, is for business owners and leaders to have transparency, share information, tell employees what's going on, and make them part of the solution instead of part of the problem. And I think, of course, in every organization, the sales team is always the engine room of the business. Let's make sure that they really focused and productive in terms of what they're doing, and make people advocates for the business. It doesn't make a difference what they do. There's no reason why they can't be advocates. So if they go to a barbecue on the weekend, talk about the company, talk about what the benefits of their services or their products are, and let people be advocates and get involved in the solution.
So are you suggesting that if managers share the burden, actually explain what's going on, that staff may be more inclined to accept that they may have to increase their workload or productivity, and also, I suppose, accept that they may have to, have a cultural change?
I agree entirely, and I think the power of unity in that situation is very powerful, and I've seen it unify teams and organisations. We see, okay, this is where we're standing at the moment. Everything is shared via the leaders or the business owners, and say, right, this is the situation that we're in, and this is the way that we feel we need to go. Set a strategic plan, and let everybody come on board and help to implement those strategies.
So with other key areas that you'd cut, like training and development, is that wise to do as well?
No. I think especially if there's already been redundancies, what's so crucial is that the people remaining are really focused and productive, because if they're not, then what chance has a company got of surviving? So it's so important in these times, and in fact Japanese culture does it really, really well. They always spend money on training and development in tough times, and I think we can learn a lot from that in Australia in terms of saying, right, this is crucial that people are now very focused in what they're doing. Let's ensure they're going to be performing performing, and let's pull through the other side.
So have you seen any examples of Aussie companies who've actually performed well by adopting this approach?
Yes, I certainly do, and I work with them, both large organisations and small organisations. It's quite a pivotal part of InnerCents, which is the business, and we help people set that strategic plan in place and help them improve their culture to change it from a fear-based culture into a culture of productivity and optimism.
All right. Well, I think that's very interesting. I really appreciate it, Mayron. Now, you've authored a book called De-Stress: Building Resilience in Challenging Times.
Yes.
And I know that you very kindly have offered us two to give away to the first two callers who call us on 131873. And if anybody would like to know more about what you do, because I just think that's it's a great idea and something that gives us all hope, they can call you in Sydney on 9232 8828. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And my website as well is www.InnerCents. It's spelled INNERCENTS, as in money, .com.au, and there's a lot of information on the site there as well.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much. That's Mayron Lee. And as I say, if you'd like to win a copy of his book, it's called De-Stress: Building Resilience in Challenging Times. Give us a call on 131873. And if you'd like to know more, go to his website, www.InnerCents, which is INNERCENTS.com.au.